In your office, when it comes to sexuality with women, what do you see as one of the biggest barriers or hurdles that women struggle with?
I think there's a lot because it's so complex. I mean, we are so complex as humans.
No, I agree with that.
I think fundamentally the mixed message of who are we and what are we supposed to do? If we find ourselves in relationship of almost a barrier of not being able to find out that maybe there's no right way, there's no perfect way. We get to just be, and we want to start to express ourselves in any way, and even sexually, is something that's free. But because of either what's happened to us, what's happened in our marriage, there's this damage that's been done, and we struggle, right? We feel guilty. We feel responsible. I see one of the issues is women in themselves. They work really hard.
Yeah.
You know, they're working, they're mothers. They, in recovery, I mean, so many women, they're typically the workhorses, whether they're unfaithful or betrayed. They get serious about recovery, and I love that. But to sit back and honestly say, you know, what am I supposed to be? I believe, you know, we're sexual beings from birth.
Right.
And we want this freedom and this genuine authenticity. But we struggle because of who needs what and what are we supposed to do and how we navigate it. And I see women all the time kind of asking that question.
And so, in their journey, what is it they need to discover then? How do you get to that place to where you can resolve those issues and be free?
Well, what's coming to mind, since I am on the spot, is I think it's an old Harriet Lerner quote. I'm a big advocate of Harriet Lerner's work. If anybody out there, like The Dance of Anger.
Oh, absolutely. She's great.
An oldie, but, you know, an old book, but really beneficial. But she said something to the fact that, you know, what is most important for all of us is that before we can offer a relationship to someone else, we need to figure out our relationship with ourselves. And so if we were even talking about our sexuality, I mean, you know, even Emily Nagoski's work, there's so much work out there
Right.
that who are we? And what is the belief system we've been under? Where is there shame? Where's there been damage in our life? Where have we inaccurately expressed ourselves, seen ourselves, so that we can get back to who are we truly, instead of, right, this idea that I have to be something or I'm supposed to be something under the weight of maybe our marriage or what our mate has done or what we've done, if that makes sense.
So what resources do you recommend for people? I mean, counseling, obviously, but what other resources do you recommend for women?
One of the resources I even start with women is just, again, they'll get upset sometimes because I'll say this over and over, start to be curious. I mean, we certainly have books, you know, videos like this that we can start to just ask questions and learn that it's okay. Start to be curious. And even if you're into attachment work, I think it's imperative that we start with some of those questions, curiosity of ourselves, with some sexual attachment questions. We don't think in those terms. We really don't. So many times, even like myself, we want to think of being sexual as the act of maybe intercourse. Right. It's not. It's what were the messages you grew up with? What did you hear? What did you understand? What did you see and observe about yourself sexually and a sexual relationship that started to influence you? So we'll start there, even before the age of 10. A lot of times when we do that, we can tie in with resources, because sometimes it might not even be a resource on our bodies or on our sexuality, but right, with our body image. It might come out in disordered eating. It might come out in sexual dysfunction, but not always. Because see, women, we're so complex. But I think in starting there, that gives us a sense of what resources we need to go to so we can really see ourselves accurately. Like, is it even okay to talk about sex? So a lot of times in my office, I'll be like, okay, we're going to go back to 5th grade and, we're going to allow ourselves to just sweat and we're going to have the awkward conversation that maybe we never had. And we want to learn to talk about it, and then it's okay.
Well, thank you for just sharing your experience with that. I just think it's not a topic we talk about enough. So I appreciate your insights, and hopefully that's going to be a blessing to some people that see it.